But the thing is,
oh, the Cahoots music here?
Yeah.
Oh, then on your Mac you have to fix that. So go to settings. No. Settings.
Oh, here.
Sound. I guess that is really loud. Okay, we're fine.
Oh my God. Thank you. Good. I say. Oh, good. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
But this is weird. This is weird. No? No, I feel they can hear from my system mic itself, right? It's a small room. How do you describe 412? Like, what is 412? Is it really hard? The 412? Yeah. Software engineering course? Yeah. What is it? What do you mean by that? You're in that course, right? It feels like the intro class we should have had. We just never had it. Okay. So the ultimate aim of software engineering is to expose you to all the fields of software engineering. What all people do when they say I'm a software engineer. Right? It shows you that, and then how to come up with conceptualize an idea. How do you develop a software? That's software engineering. So it talks about the technical aspects of developing a software, plus you also talk about the process aspects of developing a software. Yeah. So it's kind of a high-wide course. It shows you everything. It's like samples. Oh, what is data analytics means? What is data warehousing means? What is requirements management means? What is architecture means? That type of stuff. What is agile means? What is Scrum means? Does anyone has a micro USB? Like Android chargers? You have? Awesome. Not the USB-C. Micro USB. The old Android charger. Micro USB. Anyone? No? It's like a trapezium. Huh? Do you have it? Should we start? Awesome. Do you want to check how many are there? I have like 5 participants. Zoom participants, can you hear me well? Zoom participants, okay, I see some yes. Thank you, Amanda. Isaac, Felipe, good? Awesome. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. What? Hello. I'm going to say hello too. Thank you so much for being here. You could have been studying, doing something else, finals before the Thanksgiving week. So still you spend some time, you want to learn something more. I hope I keep your expectations, I satisfy your expectations. Let me start. I'm not testing your knowledge, it's just to get a conversation started. There's only one question in the beginning and one question at the end. So, million or billion dollar? Yeah. If you think it's IP protected, don't IP think because I'm going to show all the answers. So if you think it's it's an IP protected answer, intellectual property, you don't want to share with others, it's okay. Your Kahoot. You don't have anything, just type, I don't have anything. Any answer is good. I want to create an Uber. Let's do it. Oh, 11 answers submitted. 12. You can keep submitting answers. Show the coolest app in all of the digital land. Julio Frank Halloween costume. Wow. Educational solutions, material, nothing. App that displays carbon footprint of an item by scanning this barcode. Who's that?
I came up with that in 30 seconds.
You?
That was right now.
Okay, I will talk to you. I'm all for sustainability oriented technologies. So even in my courses, I try to incorporate sustainability. So that's why I'm very curious. Tinder, but for music. What is that word? Like a song, don't like a song? Or you don't like a person who don't like the song? I don't have an app that lists events with a very nice UI that lists events that are actually happening on campus. I would love that. And it should say also whether they're giving free food or not, or free t-shirts or not. Right? A mobile game that could help with memory or coordination skills. Very good. Blockchain-based identification cards for governments. Yes. Actually, it will be helpful for students. They cannot take their IDs. Right? I want to know. Emergency alert for contact. Epilepsy. Very good. Esports app. Very nice. Very nice. Awesome. Let's see. The app development is like a journey. Right? We have an idea, but to get it to fruition, like you get an app on your phones, it's kind of a journey. So I'll try to show you how the journey looks, what all you need for the journey, right? Whatever I'm going to talk in the next half an hour or 1 hour, right? It's basically 2 to 3 courses. right? So you're not going to get everything from that, but again, you'll get a basic idea. Okay, if I want to do this, what do I need, right? That's the whole idea about these things. The session. This is me. They took it from LinkedIn. Okay, this is me. Software engineering, cybersecurity, and sustainability in technologies. These two are the courses I've been teaching for the past 5 years: design, software architecture. How do you come up with the software, any software for that? It's very technology agnostic courses. Then this is the course I'm teaching. This is the second time teaching mobile applications development. I'm using a tool called Flutter, right? Mobile applications development is very similar, something to driving. You can use Ford, or you can use Chevy, or you can use Honda, or you can use Toyota. So I'm using a tool called Flutter framework. Then I took cybersecurity. I also work for, I teach one more course for computer architecture. This is my university, this is my LinkedIn, this is my email ID. So if you want to connect with me, please feel free, right? Yeah, to help you create a mobile app. What do you need mobile apps? Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Smart, fun, useful, entertaining. Right? This is the definition, the boring definition. Just says from IEEE. So I'm going to share you the Kahoots. If you guys want to watch it, you can watch them. Who is the developer? The developer does three things. App developer designs the app, develops the app, puts it in the app store. It's called deployment, right? Ideas, maybe they can create an idea, or they can partner with somebody who has a very amazing idea, and then they can do all the three things. You design the app, you develop the app, and you deploy the app, right? 3 Ds. What's a mobile app? You have so many mobile apps, right? One second. It's stuck. Resume, yeah. Okay. These are the number of smartphone users 2016 to 2021, right? How much? 2021, we have 6.3 billion smartphone users in the world. The world's population is 7.4 billion. This is because people have 2 phones, 3 phones, this includes iPads, right? I have like 7 devices. It's not a good boasting, it's just that after a while you get the devices useless, so you just keep, right? So I use only 2 devices actually, but it's just every activation is 6.3 billion devices. So of this, 72% is Android. All the emerging markets have Android. 28% has iPhone users. So out of 6.3, almost 4.8 billion Android, and rest is iPhone. 3.5 million apps on Apple Store, on Play Store, and 2.2 million apps on Apple Store, Apple App Store. And they are expected to get $613 billion. You can have 2 paths. You can have your own idea, come up with your app, make millions or billions. You don't need to have even a building. Just everything, you can use it from your laptop, deploy an app, keep getting. A couple of my friends, they sold their app for like $60,000. They worked a couple of weekends, $60,000 done. Right? Very simple apps. It's not even complex apps, right? These are like a Glassdoor statistics. If you want to work for a big corporation like IBM or some other corporation like Accenture, this is the salary range for now. there are only like very simple ways, very commonsensical ways, or very simple ways to develop a mobile app, right? First, the cycle. Okay, your concept. You come up with a concept. You design. You develop and test, and put it in App Store. Right? Sounds simple. Okay, open question for everybody. Of all these four, which is the most difficult one? Yeah. Concept, okay. Any other answers? Yeah. Design. You. Deployment and maintenance. Any, yes. Development and testing. Everything is difficult, but the most difficult is design. Everything is equally difficult. Not difficult, it's complex. But design is really mostly difficult to nail it. Okay, I nailed the design, right? Do you have any apps that you love to use? It's so amazingly designed. Any? Uber app, very good. Uber app is really well designed. Correct? I don't need to make much effort. Sometimes the pin doesn't fall on the right place. Apart from that, we get an idea. I don't need to have training. I don't feel irritated to use the app. I know exactly what I should do. Very good. Any other apps you feel it's a pleasure to use? Yes. What? Spotify. I'm not a Spotify fan, but it's a good app. I'm a YouTube fan because of the variety of sounds in it. But Spotify is a very good app. What else? Can you give examples of bad apps, badly designed apps? What? Blackboard. I downloaded Blackboard like 4 years ago. After that, I decided not to download it. So yeah. Apple's mailing app is really horrible. When you compare it to Outlook, mail app is, I don't know why they're a $1 billion company. They can put some investment into mailing app. Yes, I said Amazon app is also very confusing. Right? It's pretty, but unless you've done so much work on Amazon website, Amazon app is not intuitive. Yes, Nadu.
You buy any app itself?
I know. You Miami app. It's a template from a company called Modal Apps. So this company creates apps for universities. So they use that template. So that could be a reason as well, right? Because it's not specifically somebody from your development team and went because UM doesn't run a software company, so they use that app. Same with Blackboard and Canelink as well. Yeah, first is concept. Stories. What is your story for the app? A story can be anything, right? Story is the one which somebody says, yeah, I have an app idea. It's going to do something like it's coming in the blockchain technology, and then it's going to something like people don't care, but they come up with a story. Hey, think of a situation with the rising inflation. You want to invest your money somewhere. That's where you are using your app to invest your money in something called cryptocurrency, right? There is a risk, but there is also a big reward. So that what is the story for the concept of your app, and then the concept, purpose-defined concept. What will your app do? If you can explain in 20 to 25 words, that should be it, right? What is an ATM? ATM is an automatic machine that helps a bank customer to access cash. Very simple. If you want to answer your app, that should be it. Think of any app, Uber app. Right? My app will enable people to access transportation. getting to one another, not dependent on only taxi service or public transportation. Enable to access others' means of vehicles, right? Zelle app, have you guys heard of Zelle? Zelle, it's the same thing. Electronically transfer money from a bank account to another account. 20 to 25 words. This is what very hard to nail it. We are not designing this Swiss Army knife here. We are defining one thing that we are doing. That's again, it's called a Google strategy. Right? Google, when you think of Google, what do you think of it? Search. Right? After that comes mail and the Google Docs and Google Sheets, right? Privacy issues and all the things comes out later. But the first thing they nailed it was search. Very clean interface, it's search. So that's purpose. And then your features comes based on the purpose of your app. ATM wants to access cash. Okay, then your features are coming. If a customer wants to access cash, what functionalities they need? Okay, they may need to withdraw some money and they might need to deposit some money. Right? Then those are the features of your app. For Uber, it's the same thing. Somebody needs to request a ride, somebody able to offer a ride. So now Uber has two features. Right? The features are the defining moment of an app. What are the features of a student? Students should be able to study or learn and then provide assessment. Right? So when you think of an app and you conceptualize an app, think through it, what features I'm offering, and very simple. Right? What experience does my mobile app offers my users? Right? Are they going to, do you guys know Flipboard app? Flipboard app, what is it? Who said yeah?
It's for news.
Okay. Flipboard is for news. And what is the downfall of Flipboard?
Too many, like, I remember I was on a magazine app, and there was like too many.
There were too many magazines.
Yeah.
I cannot keep track of it. So I use this app called Flipboard. I pay Flipboard some money, and then it gets me all the magazine subscriptions. Now, why it went down? Because Apple is coming with Apple News. So I don't need to pay Flipboard, I just pay Apple $9. Right? So you need to come with the experience what you're given. Same with Spotify and YouTube. Right? Spotify was good, Spotify is good. But when YouTube came in, YouTube said, hey, I'm going to offer everything under YouTube for you for the same price. Okay, I switched to YouTube. Right? Same with Pandora. People use Pandora? No? It's okay. I don't like it either. The next is, how am I going to make the users app their time and resources? And then the third one is, how am I going to sustain the app? What does it mean by sustain that? It's not nothing to do with sustainability. In the long run, I need money just to keep the app running. I need to put the data somewhere. I need to have money to do that. So how am I going to do that? Right? Am I going to charge users, or am I getting a grant from United States government to run the app, educational app or something? Or is somebody funding me? So these three questions you need to have an answer. What is the revenue? What is the operational model? Right? Developing an app is just a baby born. After that, it's not like your job is done. After that, the real job starts. You need to maintain the app. The next is design. Again, design is the most complicated thing of all the stages. Once you nail the design, everything will fall into place. Whose quote is this? It's a famous quote. You done my class.
Oh, I don't know why it is in my I guess that is I guess Steve Jobs in class too.
That's the answer, right? Design is not how it looks. Design is how it works, right? I'm okay to put pay $100 more or $1,000 per year to buy an iPhone because it's just a pleasure, right? The same iPhone, better camera, that's all. But still, people want to line up to buy an iPhone because it's just the design. The most beautiful phone ever made every year, right? 4 things when you think of design, FUDD, the feature design, how a feature is designed, right? Withdrawal feature or Venmo means transfer feature, receive money or send money, Zelle as well, transfer feature, or if it's a Google Maps, searching for a location. Have you used Google Maps on a website and a phone? What's the difference? Yeah.
On the website, you can choose to leave at a specific time and then see what traffic is like at rush hour or something.
Right. On phone,
On phone, we don't have that option.
you don't have much options, okay?
The phone experience is much more seamless.
The phone experience is much more seamless because they cut down a lot of such options, right? So when you design for a website, it's a bigger screen, so you can give users a lot of options. But when you want, you can still do it on phone, but you need to go through a tricky way to do it. So that's another point, right? Designing an app for a mobile phone is so different game. Why? Because you have a smaller screen and you have a very small attention span and patience. You should always think users don't have patience, right? If they are frustrated, all they're going to do is drag it to uninstall bar, uninstall app. It takes 3 seconds for a user to uninstall app. I uninstall it. When there'll be some game ad, I'm going to download it. I will download, I'll play the game, and then ads keep popping up, and then I'm just going to uninstall. 3 seconds, right? I hate it, but that's how it is. Features define the functionality of the app, what you offer to the users, right? You need to understand, I don't want to offer them 50,000 things. I want to offer them 1 or 2 things, and I want to do it well. That's the problem with Amazon app, right? They want to do everything. They want to rush everything inside that because they want to exactly replicate the functionality of the website. We don't need it, right? How do we keep it very simple, very intuitive, right? This is the hardest part. This is exactly this entire thing is called UX design, user experience design of the feature. How the user is going to make a withdrawal? They're going to come, they're going to authenticate, and then am I going to show them so many options, or I'm just going to show fast cash 100? Right? How do you think through it? Right? This is an example of a Hulu app. It just says, when you click on account, it says, please manage your Hulu plan at Hulu.com website. What do you even have that? Right? Why do you even need to give this account icon? And why do you even need to give there? Right? How the users will access the features. It also includes user interface design, the notifications, colors, fonts, accessibility, what steps they need to get to them, tools that help. These are some websites. Most of these websites give free subscription for students. If you use your EDU ID, have you guys heard of Miro.com? Miro is a very beautiful tool. And they have a lot of templates. You can do mind mapping, and you can connect, you can see which flow you can draw flow charts, everything. So draw.io is a bit primitive. Gitmind is another free tool where you can do mind maps. Okay, purchase flow, what happens? Withdrawal flow, what happens? Deposit flow, what happens? Everything you can do. So these, then you can nail the user experience design. How the user is going to come, where they are going to authenticate, how they are going to go further. The next is the steps, right? Use pen and paper to come up with the flow. Don't even touch your computer, right? Pen and paper, first part, second part, third part. Use sticky notes, right? Okay, user is going to do these things. Return statement is going to be return, product return is going to be there. This is how the user flow is, right? So, and then create low fidelity design. What is a low fidelity design? So, just draw boxes. If you go to this website, draw.io, you can do like all the maps and networks. It's called wireframes. Draw maps and stuff. You can use Figma also. I don't remember my password. Awesome. Can you guys please be on mute, whoever is on Zoom? This is how you draw wireframes, right? This is a sample one. I didn't draw this. This is a sample one. You draw wireframes, you tell me, okay, where my button is going to come, where the pictures are going to come, where the list is going to come. So this is a low fidelity wireframe. Just boxes, colors, and markers like this. Okay, this means the chart, and these are sliders to control the chart, and this means a list, a clickable list, and this is a details page, and what else? That's a text box, something. This is like a Tinder style, whatever it is. The third one is a login page. First one is a splash screen, right? This is called a low fidelity wireframe. Questions? I'm going to stop right here. Questions? Yes. You have a question? Oh. Awesome. And then you can create high fidelity designs. High fidelity designs is like exact mock-up of your app. So you can use Figma to do that. So if you click on Figma, this is a high fidelity design. How does a page looks? Right? This is not your app yet. That's not your app yet. It's just a high fidelity design. The low fidelity design, just black and white boxes. Once you finalize it, it looks good. Then you move to high fidelity design where you can exactly show what you want to show. Right? In this phase, you will decide your colors, all the things. So these are some websites. Choose fonts. Google fonts are there, Apple fonts are there. And then these are the colors, icons. You can choose icons. What icons I want to use? Flat icons, Adobe Color, Coolers, Canva color palette, all these places where you can find colors. Which color sense is good for me? For example, what are the UM colors? Orange, green, white, right? So UM has a specific set of colors. They are called brand colors. So how do you want your brand to be established? Like whether I want to use red, maybe red shows for food, like Pizza Hut uses red, or McDonald's uses red and yellow, right? Most of the banks use blue because blue is a sign of trust, right? Purple is a sign of luxury, right? Wine red is a sign of luxury, or wine red is also a sign, like a different shade of red is also a sign of something anger, right? So you decide these colors using this color palette, and then you have these websites called Dribble, Behance, or Envato Elements to understand how other designers have designed similar apps. So if you go to dribble.com, so here you can just search for what do I search? Educational app. I don't know, I'm just randomly searching, right? So somebody would have created something. I don't want to sign up or anything, right? Okay, it's forcing me, but you can just search this thing. right? You can also sign up if you want to. I don't have time right now. So Behance is by Adobe. Adobe purchased this website. Dribble is open source. So if you are a designer by yourself, you can also create your designs and upload it to these things, these websites, and then people can buy your designs. So in that, you will also know what colors will use. Hey, this yellow is very nice. What is the yellow color code? So if you buy their design, they will give you exactly what are the color codes they use. They can use in your app. Questions? We are still in the design stage. Questions? No questions? Can I move on? Awesome.
So I feel like you, for terms of like thinking about the designs for on draw.io, I feel like one of the hardest parts is kind of getting like that concept you have in your head for the workflow and actually conceptualizing it to be like together. So like, is there any way to learn how to use these tools like effectively?
Good question. This question, I'm just repeating your question. Right? Is there any tools to convert your concept to a low fidelity design? There is not one straight way to do it. So that's why these tools will help you. And also there is something called a Figma community. In that community also there are some designs which you can inspire from, right? If you're exactly copying the design, you need to pay the person who created it, right? But it's not, you're not exactly copying the design, but you can get some inspirations from open source design. And also there are many such websites which can give you a base structure for Figma. That the one which I showed you was Figma community one.
Yeah, I'm just saying in terms of like for me, I would say it takes a lot of time in terms of figuring out how to navigate the software, and then to be able to sketch and build out like advanced things.
Yeah, right now nothing is there. Yeah. The next is, first we talked about the features design, what features you are going to offer. The next is user experience design, and the next we talked about interaction design, interface design. The next is called data design, right? I want to have a mobile application, right? It's a calculator application. The data doesn't go anywhere outside. So what type of data we are collecting, and what are the different types of data? I'm just collecting the names and the addresses, or am I collecting some media? Am I collecting some pictures from the users? That is important. The next is how the data will be processed. Am I going to send it to somebody? Am I going to send it to a bank, or am I going to send it to an insurance company? How the data will be stored. Am I storing the data in the phone? Am I storing the data somewhere in the cloud? How the data will be shared. I'm going to share it with the third-party applications. For example, if you download kayak.com app, if you're searching for a flight, they are going to share it with AmericanAirlines.com. They are going to share it with Delta, United, all the websites, right? How that will be happening. And last but not the least, how the data will be secured, right? So you need to have answers to all these questions before you can start coding. That's why I said nailing the design is the key. If you nail the user experience, if you nail the data design, if you nail the features design, your 60% of hard work is done. Then you just need to translate into code. That's the rest of the part, right? So these questions needs to be answered in the data design. What platforms this app will be available? Who is my target? Only in the US? Or is it only for iOS users? Am I going to store the data on cloud? Or am I going to store the data on the device? Where are the processing algorithms reside? For example, I'm going to search for flights. Is the flight search in my mobile phone, or is the flight search going to be on the cloud somewhere? For example, your banking app, right? You're making a money transfer. Where is the processing algorithm resides? Within your phone? No. The phone just says that, okay, Lokesh transferred X amount of money to someone. That's it. It's the bank software on the cloud that processes that money. So that's again a decision, right? All these decisions, and then what geographies it will be available. Is it for only Florida users? For example, our app. we have a very strict thing, maximum 30,000 users, only the human community, right? But if it's Uber app, you have millions and millions of users, right? So you need to decide that. Everything needs to be laid down one by one, because once you start coding, after that you cannot change it. So this is like before building, you need to know all these answers too. If it's a fully standalone app, data processing and the user interface, and it's all in one. Example, your calculator app. Everything is in your app. You don't need internet, right? Or the client app. You have processing and user interfaces here, and the data is stored somewhere. Your games, Angry Bird, right? If you're playing Angry Bird, all the processing is done on your phone. Your phone is the one using all the energy. Finally, your scores are being uploaded to the cloud somewhere, right? This is a thick client application. Then we have something called a thin client application. Where it just shows the user interface, all the data storage and processing happens on the cloud. This is an example of a banking application, right? You're doing some banking application, withdrawal, money transfer, all the data, all the interface you will have in the app, but everything others, it goes to the cloud. The third part is development and testing. Considering only iOS and Android, these are the languages the companies give us. You need to know Objective-C, you need to know Swift to develop an Apple app, iOS app, or you need to know Java for developing an Android app, right? But not everybody is computing. Java, I need to know the object-oriented concept, it's very hard, right? So we use something called frameworks. These are all the frameworks. So you have React Native framework. It's basically coming from Facebook. So they open sourced it. Anybody can use it and work on it. The first one is React Native. You can develop one code. You can put it on iOS and Android at the same time. You don't need two developers knowing, one person knowing C++ and one person knowing Java, right? If you have a React developer, you pay that person, but you get two apps. Flutter, this is from Google. Google Flutter is also the same thing. You do one thing and then you can deploy it to both. Xamarin is from Microsoft. React is open source. It was from Facebook, but it's open source now. Flutter is still open source from Google. Xamarin is open source from Microsoft. Then you have something called Mobile Angular. It's a combination of Angular JS from Google and some mobile bootstrap technologies. And then you have some Ionic framework. Ionic is a separate company by itself. So these companies, they come up with frameworks. You just write in their language, they will convert all their code into C++ or C#, Objective-C or Java, anything. If you're further lazy, I don't want to do any coding, I don't know any coding, right? I am a major in psychology, I'm an expert in psychology, or if I'm an expert in something, I'm an artist. I don't know coding, right? You have something called low code platforms or no code platforms. You don't need coding at all. The first one is MIT App Inventor, is by MIT. You Google MIT App Inventor, they have some interface. It's not very fancy, but it will get the job done. These are a bit fancy: Adalo, AppSheets.com, Flutterflow, Nullcode, Appian. All these companies. Adalo is quite widely accepted. Adalo.com. If you go to marketplace, no, there's the templates. You have many marketplace things. Learn clonable kits. These are all some apps they give out of box. All you need to do is clone it up and then change the colors, change your logo, and your app is ready. And the other one is appsheets.com. It was a private company, and now it's by Google. It's purchased by Google. Appsheets.com. the intelligent no code platform, everybody says that intelligent, but if you have a Google Docs, go to templates. So you can do a quick inventory manager or a task manager, or you can do a directory, you can do space booking. You just need to template it and then you need to configure it for yours. Which means you don't need to type a single line of code, right? So these are called no code platform. Questions? Then we need to do testing. Even testing, we don't need to write the code. These are all some frameworks. If you give your app to those frameworks and configure them, they are going to test it by themselves and say, hey, your app is not compatible with iPhone XS, or your app is not compatible with iPhone 7.5, or whatever, right? Whichever version it supports, whichever version doesn't support, these are all these frameworks which can do automated testing, right? Again, it's just these are fancy tools for testing, but as long as you need to have a clear idea what you have to do. Again, you need to know where you are going. Then you can take whichever cars you want. The last part, oh, it's not testing. Oops. No. Where did it go? Leave page. Sorry. I messed it up. Okay, this is the last slide. Okay, I'll use this. Once I do design, once I develop, once I test, the final part is deployment. Right? I create accounts. To get an Apple account is $100 a year, and for Google account is $30 one-time fee. I don't know, maybe it is 60. I'm not sure. And then where my data is going to reside, whether I need to use Firebase. Firebase is a database given by Google itself. It's very easy. And then, or I want to put it in Amazon Web Services, I use the Google Cloud, or I want to use MongoDB. MongoDB is a database where you can put your data. And then you need to upload your app to TestFlight. TestFlight is kind of like a mocking environment where only you can give it to a few users. You can do alpha testing, you can do beta testing, so that they can give bugs or feedback, anything about that. And then you need to apply on iOS App Store for approval. It takes around 2 weeks for them to approve it. 1 week to 2 weeks. So they review it, they vet it, and then they say, okay, now your app can go on App Store. Then and share it with customers, right? Oh, this is the questions. Any questions? We will do a quick. We will see something on Flutter Flow, but do you have any questions so far? Yes.
Are you going to show these slides?
Yes, these slides will be shared. Right. You can go to this website. This is called flutterflow.io. I'm going to show how it works. If you have a website, flutterflow.io. This is the website. And then create an account. If you use miami.edu ID, you get a bit more permissions. Then you can create a project. They have some already existing projects, but you can create your new project as well. So create new. I need to give a name. DSC student workshop. It's an empty screen. I want to put hello world. I can put a box and then I can drag a box into here. Then I can put a text. So I can change the text. Thank you for your time attending, right? And then if I click on the code, view code, it will show whatever I typed in right now. I said, thank you for your time attending, like this. So this is one example of a low code or a low code platform, right? Because I don't want to learn Flutter from beginning. I don't want to learn Objective-C from beginning. But I use these platforms where you need to have some customization. If it's a very basic app, I'm just creating another Uber. There should be a template for it. Use it. I want to create for my restaurant. There's a template for it. You use it. But I want to do something more. Then you might need to involve some coding and all these things. So this platform is one example where you get the basic stuff done, and then you hire somebody who knows Flutter to enhance the platform to get it to your objective. Yes, sir.
You would have made a plug-and-play app right on this low-code platform, and then you want to enhance it and get to the top of it. Can you take it out of that plug-and-play and actually get it to the developer?
Yeah, absolutely. They give you fully.
They give you all the source code?
They give you all source code. It depends on the plan you choose. So this is like a basic plan. Maybe they are not doing the source code. You need to manually scrape it. But if you go for a premium plan, they usually give it to you and you can use it. And also these this Flutter Flow is these companies have their own developers as well. So you can even hire them to enhance it for you. But you will need to pay like different price. Good question. Questions? Questions, comments? Are you just motivated to create an app? It's hard, but it's rewarding. It's like any other programming style, right? 1,000 times it doesn't work, but one time it works, that puts a smile on your face. Yay, it worked, right? And once you make the money coming in from selling the app, that's it. Everything is taken care of. Anything I missed? Good. Questions? Yes, Adi.
What computer science or electrical engineering courses are there in app?
This Android development course at CSC 430, I don't remember.
I mean for iOS.
There used to be a course in business school for Swift. I'm not sure whether they're still offering it, but what I'm teaching is EC 579 is on Flutter, because that's kind of like a quick learning platform. So Flutter app looks like this. So I'm sure I'll show you right now. So this is my Android Studio. The installation is a bit painful. It takes some time, but once you install, this is how the code looks. File, close project. Okay, I'm creating a new Flutter project. DSC student workshop. Okay, uppercase. DSC workshop. It takes technically 2 minutes to create a project if you have Flutter installed and Android Studio. So this is a language what we use is called Dart. So if I run this, I'm opening my iOS simulator. This is my iOS simulator, iPhone 13, and then it shows here it's going to run on iPhone 13. This is the default application. I'm not changing anything. It's a Flutter demo application. Yeah, since it's the first time, it takes some time. Yeah, you need to wait 1 minute. Then it will go. So we use this because the framework is there are libraries are there. And a lot of times you have libraries already built in. You want to take a payment from your app, you can use a Skype API, or you can use Google Pay API, or you can use Apple Pay API. So if you want to do something specific, there is always APIs are available. It's basically putting all those APIs coming together. You need to have your design ready, perfect. After that, it's just integrating the components, integrating the APIs, making it work seamlessly. Okay, this is a. I was fearing this thing. Okay, so this is an app, and then now Flutter is something like you can change runtime, right? I just changed something, Flutter demo homepage. I just change it here to DSC workshop homepage. DSC workshop homepage, and then I just change the color to orange. I don't know, the CVM color maybe. Right? It changes in runtime. You can just do development on this. Questions? Questions, comments, feedback? If you have anything you want to do something, if you are not sure how to do it, I'm available. My contact is Lokesh DSC will have it. They're going to share the slides with you. Please feel free to reach out to me and I'll be of any help. Okay, awesome. Thank you all. What happened? They have a post-event survey. Do I have it? Okay. There's a post-event survey. Please feel free to reach out. Thank you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Zoom. Everybody on Zoom.